Hello everyone and welcome to a special edition of Tea Time with DakuTii. This is featuring my chat. Everyone say hi YouTube. I'll take care of sauce things. Oh gosh. Thank you so much to everyone for being here. Say hi YouTube in chat please. Hi YouTube. We are doing a very special edition of Tea Time with DakuTii. This is my birthday edition. We are going to discuss a couple of things. We're going to get sassy. We're going to spill some tea. We have chat today, everyone. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please say hi to chat. They've made their presence amazingly tonight, and I'm happy to have them here. Hello, future me watching the VOD. You know what? Not even mad about that. So today we are spilling some tea. So we're gonna have two phases. One will be about the events of my birthday. I want to share it with you in my chat. We are then going to spill some tea about an event that I attended recently. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the fun stuff first. Alrighty, so my birthday was in July. This is chat. Chat is here, present, watching, happy. Yay! So my birthday was very special. So I'm going to start off with that because I think it's adorable and I want to do it. So my birthday was in July and I had some very special people share it with me, and now I wish I had some photos for you, but that's fine. This is a podcast, right? We don't need photos here, even though I'm a moving face. It's fine. Okay, so for my birthday, I booked a hotel for a couple of nights with some breakfast, and I just wanted to take some time out because I'd be moving shortly after. So day one, dun dun dun, day one was technically at work the day before my birthday, where one of my colleagues and friend actually gave me a special Snorlax Pokemon card, because I have actually, to everyone else's surprise, I'm now starting to collect Pokemon. I tried so hard not to. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, I'm collecting Pokemon. So that's happening, and he found out, and he is like a diehard Pokemon fan collector. And he happened to have a Snorlax EX for me, and I was pretty impressed. I nearly fell off the chair, and I was parading around, and I was like at work going, oh my god, look what I got given. And then at the end of my shift, he comes up and gives me a birthday card that was signed by everyone that I work with the sweetest messages I have ever seen, short of this chat. And that was really cute. And my work wife gave me a steampunk Hello Kitty cross stitch, and I can't wait to learn how to do cross stitch with her. We're gonna do some crafternoons together, and yeah, so that's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna have that as a tapestry hanging up somewhere in my room on some of those non-damaging rental appropriate things. Yes, good. Now your wallet can join everyone else's in screaming when new Pokemon sets drop. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh Lord. Oh no. And as the meme says, and it was at that moment she knew she fucked up. Yeah, you're definitely correct, Dizzy. Definitely correct. I have started collecting. So my collection has started with Prismatic Evolution. I've already had an Elite Trainer box because I saved all my Dollary-Doos, and I didn't get anything, I didn't have anything too crazy happen. I did pull a couple of EXs, which I think are standard for trainer boxes. You at least get one. But I did want the promo card, so I got a Piplup plush from a Build-A-Bear. Oh, that sounds cute, Sayo. I love that. I really want to get an Eevee plush. I really want Eevee. So for those in chat, my favorite Pokemon are Eevee, Snorlax, Ninetales, Ponyta, Yeah, I'm forgetting one. That's fine. If you want to chase certain cards, it's cheaper to buy Korean boxes of Pokemon. I actually have bought, was it Korean or Japanese that I bought? Junie would know. I did buy a couple of, not the sets, but I bought a couple of packets and I really liked it. It was both. Okay, perfect. There you go. I bought both. It was just a couple of packs though, because I'd already spent enough money on my birthday. But I'll get to that in a moment. But that's a great idea, Dizzy, and I agree. I think it would be cool if I could get a box, but they're very expensive. Alrighty. Before I delve into the land of Pokemon, because that's going to take this entire conversation. You know what? I've already derailed it. It's fine. Pokemon. What is your favorite Pokemon, chat? Tell me in chat if you have a favorite Pokemon. Tell me what it is. I will try to remember. I do know a couple of yours. I'm not gonna spoil it for chat. Japanese are expensive, but I did buy a 151 box in Japanese. Oh dang! Dizzy, I'm jealous. Also, please share pictures if you have them. Yes, Jiggly. I don't think I need to ask you what yours is, Jiggly. I mean, if I had to ask, might be a little bit awkward. One favorite is impossible. Can only give a top 5 at most. Honestly, I don't. Okay, if you don't have a top 1, definitely like a top 5 or 10. Like I don't technically have a top 1. There's sort of like, I don't know. Like I've got a top 3, and then the rest just add on. I'm probably gonna have to make a list at this point. Happy belated birthday, thank you. Oh my god, thank you for the subscription. 33 months, hello. I'll dab for you. Okay, I can't actually make my model dab, but if I could, I would. But yeah. So while I'm waiting for you guys to discuss your favorite Pokemon, I will go into what else happened on my birthday. So we get to the actual day of. And I moved my sister and I met up at this house that I'm now in, and we moved my mattress in because she was kind enough of a sister to give me a mattress that I've actually slept on before, and it's comfortable as heck. It's like sleeping on a freaking cloud. So I was really happy to have that, and it's double, so I'm no longer on a single. It's good. Once we delivered that, we caught a train into the city. And we then went to an arcade. Excuse me, I had to yawn. We went to an arcade. So this arcade has like pinball machines. It has like one of those basketball ones that I love to play with her because she's an ex-basketball player. Played basketball to WA. She also did some work fun as well. So that's always fun to play with her. And put a train into the city. I'm so sorry. What? Yeah. No, trains here aren't too bad. Because this was early in the morning, so it wasn't actually too chaotic. We also brought headphones with us, so in case you had to deal with people, you know? So yeah, we did that. They also had like Dance Dance Revolution. The one thing I did forget though is my birthday is right on school holidays. So there was just like kids flying around everywhere. However, continuing on the Pokemon trend, this is where I opened up my very first box of Pokemon. So to give you all a bit of visibility, I opened my first box of Prismatic Evolutions, and that was the Elite Trainer box, where you got a little medallion, you got some dice, you got some packs. It was like a whole thing. And my sister was there, and she helped me to like record a couple. Of course, I ended up getting a special one when I wasn't recording, and I felt really bad about that. But yeah, so she was there helping record. I think I do have a picture of what I did get that was kind of cool, and I sent it to my colleague, and he was a little bit jealous, I won't lie. So the card that I got, I don't actually have the picture on my phone, and now I wish I did. What was the one that I got? It wasn't an Eevee. I think it was... Hang on, I'm trying to find the picture. I don't know where it went. Okay, I'll get there. I hate when I go out and realize that school holidays, yeah, and my birthday is like right in the middle of them. When I tell you it's not ideal, I mean it's not ideal. There was like kids everywhere. There was a whole drama to do with our table, which I'll get to in a moment. But yeah, it wasn't the best, but like we still had fun either way. It was just like a frustrating situation happened. So when we go to this place, it's called Planet Royale and it's in the city. When we go to this place, we tend to book a table and we have it from like 11 a.m. So it's usually pretty good. So we had a table booked and we'll start from there. The Pokemon that I got was a Leafeon EX, and it was one of the pretty ones, like the actual prismatics. So that was actually pretty cool pulling that one. And I made my friend jealous. So I actually did pull a prismatic, which was kind of awesome. And that was the first box. The second box really didn't have that many special cards, but they're all still pretty artwork. Like I love the artwork of this set. So after we did all that, we went and played some arcade games. So we went and did some basketball. They have a Jaws pinball machine, which I played, and I was like, oh, I'm obsessed. We did this car game that we like to play. It's kind of like a like Ridge Racer type situation, but it's actually worldwide. So you play it and you're playing with other people around the world, and it's really cool because you get to take a picture before you play, and so we all take stupid photos, like really stupid poses, and everyone just has the most derpiest of looking faces, and we're all in it together. So that was pretty cool. Some of the other notable pinballs that I played would be things like so they had Metallica, they had AC/DC, Jaws, they had this other one that I played that I can't remember the name of, but like it blows wind in your face. It's pretty awesome. It mimics like a tornado, but you can actually feel the wind, and it was a really like warm in there, so I kind of appreciated that. I also played Ninja Turtles. Yeah, they had the old school Ninja Turtles. Donkey Kong, I think I played. We did play the basketball game, and of course my sister won every time because she's, ex-basketball player. However, I've now noticed I'm getting closer to beating her because I used to play netball. So if I shoot as a netballer, then I'll be okay. Playing a racing game with people around the world, that's almost like Mario Kart. Oh, don't be sad. We actually wanted to play Mario Kart, but because of all the kids there, those machines were constantly being taken. So we weren't actually able to play Mario Kart, but we really wanted to. But yeah, in between all of this, we decided, okay, let's go and sit down and have some lunch. And they had these like special hot dogs. So we got one of those each. And my sister didn't like them. So like I ended up eating mine, and then we left ours on the table, and her jacket was like on the chair, and we still had the booking. Like there was other tables available, right? So we had her jacket on the chair. We had like the leftover hot dog, which was like a full hot dog minus like one bite, and our glasses, because we got like a drink. So I had a Moscato and she just had a Coke with lime. And we went to play some pinball, and we thought, okay, no one's gonna take our stuff because there's like a full hot dog there, right? And we get back from playing pinball, and they'd taken the hot dog. They had moved everything off the tables, like they cleared everything, including our booking, which they didn't do for any other table at all. Like they didn't do this for any other table, just ours. And her jacket was still there, but then there were other kids there, and I'm just like, this is our table. Like, what are you doing? And yeah, it turns out they cleared the table because they thought we had left, even though my sister's jacket was still there. And they didn't do this to anybody else. So we had to reclaim our table. I told the guy, look, it's my birthday. we're not going to be leaving for several hours. Can we have our table back? So they cleared off from all the gunk that the kids have left behind because they had these really weird milkshakes. The milkshakes were one of those fancy ones where like it's multiple colors and you get whipped cream and you get like sprinkles and things. But yeah, like they kind of just gave our table away, but we were still there. And there was a table behind us had been there before we actually entered, and theirs was untouched. Like, dude, what the hell? That was a little disappointing. And they also, like, someone took our chairs as well. Like, it was just an uncomfortable experience. And then there was this person, like, who kept yelling. I think they were getting a little bit too, like, they were getting a bit overstimulated. They nearly broke one of the machines by punching it, so that wasn't ideal. Still had a great time, but yeah, there's just a couple of things where it was just like a bit disappointing. They said that they were going to give me a discount or something for free when we ordered my sister's lunch. So she decided to get a pizza and I decided to get some fries because they'd taken my second hot dog, which would have been the rest of my lunch. And I paid for it and everything. We sat down, it was all right. And it turns out they never gave me the discount or anything for free. They made me pay full price. And I was just like, so not only did you take our table, you took our hot dog, which I was really looking forward to. It was really good. And I'm just like, ugh. So my sister's going to put in a complaint about that because, you know, it's not an ideal customer service situation. What, the actual fuck? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. My impression exactly, like, you don't, especially when I've told them, you know, it's my birthday, this is my birthday lunch, like, don't take it away from me. And they make me pay full price when you admitted that you made a mistake and gave away our table. Even though it was booked like weeks in advance. So it wasn't ideal. We still had a lot of fun. Like we still played a lot of the games we wanted to play. There was like a South Park game that my sister was obsessed with and she went and played that. We both have our own games. Like we go there and we play games together, but we're also okay to have time to ourselves, which I really appreciate. So that was just a lot of fun. But yeah, there was a couple of things that sort of downplayed it, I guess. And I think we just, at the end of the day, we just wanted to leave because it was getting too much. Like there was too many people. But towards the end, it got quieter because all the kids were getting tired. And the parents were taking them back home. So that was alright. We got to spend like the last hour where it was a bit quieter. But they also had the music up really loud. I think it was like it overshadowed all of the noise. So they put the music up and then we were yelling. So I had a sore throat afterwards, but it's fine. So after that, I went back to the hotel for a little bit. Gotta love the hazards of dealing with the public. Yeah, sometimes it's okay, but in this instance, I think it was a bit overwhelming for me. So we ended up leaving a little bit earlier than I think both of us would have wanted. But you know, we take our chances. I did open the second Elite Trainer box that I bought myself for my birthday. And my sister got me some really cool gifts as well. So the thing with my sister and I is we try and get each other things that are like what we like or that we've mentioned. And she got me this really nice like body scrub and like this really pretty like scented body butter from the Body Shop. So I've got that. She got me some candles to go in my bathroom for the new house. She got me this egg steamer, and it sounds really weird, but it's this thing that you put the eggs in, you crack them, and then you put them in the microwave, and you can make poached eggs. You can make like just basically microwaved eggs, but you can make a really good poached egg in like about a minute and a half. And housemate and I tested it out the other day. Turned out beautifully. So she has been paying attention to what I said I've liked, and that was really nice. Like she got me this whole big bag of stuff, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna struggle to take this home. And I did struggle to take it home, to be honest. And then that night, eggs were yummy. Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna get into that tea later. So there's a little secret squirrel that Mushi and I have. I'm not sure if I want to say it just yet or not. I want to see how long it takes people to guess. But later that day, Mushi and I went to IKEA and we had some meatballs. So I had birthday meatballs. Yes, I had birthday balls. I'm going to give chat a second to catch up on that one. Birthday balls. Mmm, delicious. We did go to IKEA and have some birthday balls. I got my birthday blush, so IKEA meatballs, heck yeah. I haven't been to IKEA in years. Senpai, we need to go. Next time I'm going, I'm telling you. But yeah, IKEA has become a favorite place of mine. The desk that I'm actually talking to you from is from IKEA. I literally had my bed built today, also from IKEA. My chair is from IKEA. My bookshelf is from IKEA. Honestly, was not from IKEA at this point. But I did get a birthday blush, and I got the big blush, not the small one. I've already got a mini one. I've got the big one now. And I've also got a Sharky, it's not Sharky, but I've got like an ocean themed shower curtain for my bathroom as well. So we went to IKEA and that was really lovely. Now moving forward to the next day. Oh, and yes, and Mushi got me a really cute gift as well. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I forgot. But yeah, so I got some cinnamon roll like facial wipes. I got a face mask. I still have to do that actually. I might do a face mask after this stream. She got me a, oh my god, why am I have pictures? This is why I take pictures, because I just forget stuff, alright? She got me a Hello Kitty from Build-A-Bear. It was like the small one that they just released. I don't know how you got that so quickly, but it was like this really small, yeah, Hello Kitty. I'm going through my photos so I can actually remember everything. Oh, that's right. Okay, wind it back a little bit. Before I left, my sister wouldn't let me go until we went to Coles and she could get me snacks. So she got me some juice, which we both have the same one, some chips, some chocolate, and some mini hundreds and thousands, so I could have the aspect of a cake. I wore Hello Kitty pajamas to bed at the hotel every night. Oh, that's right. She also got me a couple of things from New York. So one of this is a set of coasters and the other one is some Hershey's Kisses, but I'm keeping them because they're in like a little tin. So Mushi got me, where are they? So I got, oh that's right, you got me the, because I'm wanting to get back into art, courtesy of her and Junie for inspiring me. She also got me an A5 art book, so I can actually start sketching, which I probably need to do more. I might do some of that tomorrow. But yeah, there were a couple of sheet masks, and I did do one at the hotel, and it was extremely moisturizing. Yeah, so we did that. I went to bed, had a great night's sleep, and then the next day I got taken to high tea at a revolving restaurant. So that was really, really lovely. They had, so my favorite color is blue, if you couldn't tell. And they actually had blue plateware, which was really cool. It was more like a teal-ish blue, but it was beautiful. And I got taken by the lovely Junie and Mushi. And we all had our little plushies. They even gave me a special happy birthday plate. So in movies, I see where they have, like, they come out and they've got this plate and they've written happy birthday in chocolate. They did that for me. Oh my god, I've never had that before. It had a little strawberry, it had like a little orange jube thing, and the most decadent tiny sliver of cake that you'll ever have. So the high tea consisted of little tiny sandwiches. We had little tiny sausage rolls. They were so nice because they heard that I was allergic to almonds. Rather than a macaron, which the other two got, they gave me my own tiny cake. So I actually had a cake on my birthday. They had like other cakes like eclairs and a lemon tart. We also had scones with jam and cream, and it was strawberry jam. Was it strawberry or raspberry? It was strawberry or raspberry, one of the two. It's a good flavor color. It is. Let's go. I know, right? I was so spoiled that day. I can't even. We had all these delicious treats. I had English breakfast tea. It was strawberry, thank you. I had English breakfast tea because it's my favorite. And they had this like nice sort of iced tea as well. Now that was just ridiculous, and I loved it. And so the lovely Junie gave me some more Pokemon, which I didn't expect at all. I actually do have them. Where did I put those? I put them in a safe spot. Oh, they're in my trainer box. That's where they are. So the Snorlax is sitting with the Pokemon card that Junie gave me when I was extremely excited about. So thank you. We went back to the hotel later and we had a craft-afternoon where I drew a couple of things. Yeah, it's a very Pokemon-centered experience. But before we went back to the hotel, okay, I'm moving around because I'm trying to look at my photos to like depict where we went and when. But also things, and I forgot to take pictures of the Pokemon that you gave me. I'm so sorry. I'll find them in a moment, and I can tell you exactly what they were. If you don't first. So after high tea, we went to a games place where we were looking at things. Then we went to this like Asian store, and that's where we got the Pokemon packs from. There you go, a Jolteon Holo in Flareon EX in Japanese, and they're absolutely stunning. And I'm so glad I have them in my little collection now. Thank you. Yeah, so we went and we got some more packs and we opened those in the hotel. We did a little bit of artwork together and we just chilled because it was a bit of a an intense day. And then later that day we went to Sushi Train where I had some katsu chicken, which is my favorite, and a couple of bites of sushi. God, blind boxes. Oh, the blind boxes, yes. Blind boxes are just, oh, we did get blind boxes. I did forget about that. Yeah, this is a part that I forgot to take pictures on because I was just enjoying the moment. But yeah, there were blind boxes. Thank you. They were fun. Blind boxes, for those who don't know, is where like you go into a store, and I believe we did get a Pokemon one, and we got like bunny ones. Yeah. I got one that was black. No, I got one that was yellow and traded it for black. And they were really cute. I wish I had photos for you guys. And then after that, I went back and I chilled at the hotel and I did my own drawing. I then had my buffet breakfast. It was kind of disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. So this hotel room, but yeah, everything was a lot of fun, and I really want to thank you to my sister Junie and Michi for making me feel extremely special. They spent a lot of time with me. I mean, like, they just spent so much time with me. But most hotel breakfasts tend to be disappointing. This one, not actually. Like, most of the time, this one tends to be really good, and for me, this is a bad experience. So now we're getting to the tea part of this segment. This is going to be a long video. I'm sorry to everyone. Now we're getting to the tea portion of this, okay? We have some tea to spill, and the girls know what I'm talking about. So, I paid for a premium room. So, the hotel rooms normally will just have a queen size bed. You'll have your basic functions like bathroom, really nice shower. You'll have a TV if you want to watch just normal TV. Not the most, bougie place. What I actually paid for was meant to have working air conditioning, and it's become relevant in a moment. Again, queen size bed. It was meant to have a bigger bathroom. It was meant to have some amenities, so things like a bathroom, some slippers, potentially not damaged items in this room. Now, the person who checked me in was brand new. Again, this will become relevant in a moment. And I do have an update, Junie, actually. I have an update. So we have the tea to spill, and then we have an update. I feel like this is my own version of Reddit at this point. Right, so the room. And the girls can attest to this. There was, so when you have like your bedside tables, for example, they sometimes have lamps and an alarm clock. The lamp was dented, the alarm clock wasn't working. There was a stain on the blind that I don't even want to know what it is. It was dark and it's weird, gross color. Not sure if it was body fluid of different descriptions. I'm not even gonna go there. It makes me sick to think about. And there was like a hole in the wall as if someone had ripped something out of the wall, like a sconce or something. The air conditioning wasn't working properly or at all. It was so incredibly hot in the room, we were all overheating. And their only thing was open a window. Crack a window. Yeah, honey, I didn't pay over $500 for this room for the week, like the 2 days. So I have to open a fucking window that wasn't big enough to even air out the entire room. Yeah, the window was tiny and it only opened a quarter of the way, so you couldn't even open it properly. I was right downstairs from a busy street, so I would hear every ambulance, every vehicle, every person loud talking. It wasn't ideal. Luckily enough, my pajamas were like short sleeved and it was like shorts, but I couldn't even sleep with a blanket on because it was too hot. Like I was overheating being in that room. 3 times I asked, have you booked me into the correct room? Because I also didn't get, now I paid for these services. I also did not get my slippers. I did not get my bathrobe. The room itself was, it almost feels like they'd done up the bed and hadn't cleaned anything else. And they just gave me a room that someone had just left without checking anything. Now, because of the damage, I was also worried that my bond that I paid to the hotel was going to go towards this damage that had been there previously. And I was smart and I did take photos. I cannot stress enough, if you move into a new place, if you're going into a hotel and it's a bit nefarious, take photos, because this is what saved me at checkout. And again, we'll come back to this. I think they did because I had to clean the little spoon for the coffee. Oh my God, I forgot about that. So Mushi went to make some coffee and she picked up a spoon and she's like, have you used this spoon? I was like, no. And she's like, why is it sticky? Oh my God, yeah. The spoon was used. Ew. So she had to, and this is like, okay, normally you get 2 cups, like 2 mugs and 2 spoons. We had 2 mugs, 1 spoon. The spoon was sticky, as if like someone had used it to make like God knows what. Maybe that's what they made that spill on the curtain with. Like it was all just, it was right out of like the beginning of a horror film. Like I was waiting for someone to like come out behind the curtain, like Psycho style. I channeled my inner Karen and raised hell so fucking fast. Honestly, I wanted to. Quality, great teacher, hi. Welcome in. Yeah, quality content right here. Truly unfortunate. Yeah, it was like, it wasn't ideal. So like, if you think about, okay, let's recap. So we had the damaged light. We had the gross looking spot that looked like blood or something, or body fluid on this curtain. You couldn't open the window properly. The air conditioner wasn't working, and their only solution was, instead of actually saying, hey, how can we help, pop a window. And something had been ripped out of the wall. The carpet was gross. I didn't get what I paid for. And I did actually ask them at the time, I was like, have I been booked into the right room? Because they were then saying, so part of the premium package was that you actually got included your bathrobe and your slippers. They then said, and I kid you not, oh no, you have to request that. Honey, I've been in this room before. I know how it works. You don't have to request it. I have no idea what she was talking about. And to make matters worse, and I'll give you extra context to which I realized after the stay, and this is how I knew I was in the wrong room. They have specific floors. 2 floors of that hotel are for premium, and that's 10 and 11. Floors 10 and 11 are for the premium floors. I was on floor 9. This is how I knew I was in the wrong room, and instead of accepting liability, they just went, oh yeah, no, it's not included. You have to ask for it. Like, dude, come on. I'm a loyalty member. I know what room I'm paying for. I've stayed in both of them. They really tried to gaslight you. They did. They tried to blame it on me. Hi, Tommy. Hello. I'm doing well. We're doing tea time. We're doing live tea time. You ordered it. Exactly. I ordered this stupid room. Like, you can't tell me that I don't know what I'm paying for. And the breakfast is horrible. Like, it was so cold. So breakfast there starts at 7, right? I went down there at 8 because I wanted to check out quite early, get back home on the Saturday and just do what I want to do. It was terrible. The 2 girls that were, like, I guess, in the room, they were having so much fun talking to each other. They weren't even recognizing when guests came down. The food was either half empty, there was no refills. They had, this is a funny part, they had potato wedges listed as hash browns. How was a potato wedge a hash brown? But not only that, they had Brussels sprouts for breakfast. Who has Brussels sprouts for breakfast? That's a lunchtime food, man. Was this like leftovers from the night before that they just wanted to get rid of at this point? Like, they had eggs, they had bacon, they had tomato and mushroom, but they were so cold. It was like they'd been there for the full hour, and there was nothing like, there was no chef coming out to check anything. The tea and coffee wasn't refilled properly. Like, the only thing that was good was the juice. The fruit, so I had watermelon and a couple of other fruits. They were really bitter, like they were out of season, or they'd been, like, you know, defrosted. One of the only things I could really eat properly was like the little chipolata sausage that I had. Sounds pretty half-baked. Yeah, it got worse. Like, it just, all of this was just, are you kidding me? I had to deal with this on my birthday days. Like, so when I went to the reception at the end, I specifically told her, I showed her the pictures of the damage, and I said, I'd like to report this. I actually did this the day after, like, when I got back to the hotel after seeing Junie and Mushi. When I went back to my hotel briefly, I actually showed them the photos, and I was like, I don't want this to come out of my bond. I want to formally report the air conditioner because it's just not working at all. Regardless of whatever they told me to do over the phone. What, you think I'm not going to troubleshoot things? Dude, I'm XIT. I'll troubleshoot it for 3 hours before I come and talk to you. So I made sure it didn't come out of my bond. When I got home on the Saturday, I sent them an email that was so long they had to pay attention. I told them, and I actually broke it down into categories. Do you guys want to hear the email that I sent them? And also, great teacher, thank you so much for the follow. I am sorry I did not see that pop up. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you, and I hope you're enjoying the story. Do you guys want to hear the email that I wrote to them? Because it's pretty spicy. But it's like diplomatically. So I write business emails for a living, technically. So it was pretty much like, this is exactly what's happened. And I will give you I'll give you the tea on how they resolved the issue, which has actually restored my faith in them. But, like, dude, okay, here we go. So, dear manager, I hope your weekend is starting well. I wanted to reach out as I experienced a few issues during my stay recently. I frequently come to this hotel, and for both business and pleasure, since about 2010, either booked under my name or my ex's, and I was disappointed with my stay this time. It isn't a common occurrence, but I wanted to advise in this case, this opens up opportunities for improvement. Please see below the issues I had experienced, and I gave them the date, the reservation number, the room. So it's actually broken down into different things. Alrighty, so the room. Usually I have 0 issues, but this one was difficult to ignore, unfortunately. I was assigned room, and I'm not going to say what room it was, which is meant to be a privileged room. On the room chart it displays robe and slippers, water, newspaper, to which none of which were available. I did bring up the robe and slippers as they're usually in the room when I arrived. Oh there, it gets better. I was informed housekeeping would make them available the next day. The room was made up, but sadly the robe and slippers were not. I also noticed they changed my sheets. Thank you. Oh my god, I forgot this. It gets worse. However, it had a hole towards the top of the sheet, and I didn't notice this until it was about 1 a.m. due to being tired from celebrating my birthday. I completely forgot. The replacement sheet in the morning had a hole in it. What? Oh my gosh. This additionally was frustrating as I paid for a premium room and didn't feel I was given a premium experience. If items are not made available unless asked, this should be stated in the terms on the app, website, booking details, not advised only when needing to complain, as this can take valuable time from concierges who were already hectic, and I didn't want to ruin their or your day. They did offer to have housekeeping bring it to me, but it was already late at night and I was due to leave today. I also noticed and reported some damage to the room. It seemed as though someone had been in before me. The room was made up, and that was all, as one of the lamps and the alarm clock were not working. Please see images of the additional damage I reported to the concierge at time. The air conditioning was also not working, meaning I had to have my windows open on a loud weekend as the room was overheating. This was not resolved until the morning I had to leave. I did report it, so perhaps there was a time delay for maintenance, which can appreciate, but did make for an uncomfortable stay. Nor was I provided with any updates on resolution, more for guests coming in after me. I'm also reporting this in hopes the damage is not taken from my bond, as this was evident on being in the room, and my friends also noticed right away too. Thank you both of you for that. Oh my god, I forgot to update you. It gets worse. Oh my god. Okay, I have one more part of tea that I actually forgot about until now. I just blocked it out. The elevator. One of the elevators got stuck on level 3 this morning when heading to breakfast. This wasn't much of a concern, more of an odd coincidence, and it seemed to be resolved. Oh my god, I forgot about this. Okay, backtrack again. It gets worse. So I was on floor 9 and we had to go to ground floor for breakfast, and a family got on level 3. Now, it was working perfectly fine. They get in, the door just keeps opening and closing. So we've pressed ground again. I've scanned my card, they scanned their card to go to ground level. This door keeps opening and shutting. There was only 3 adults, 1 child. We were all like well under what the weight limit was for this elevator, and it had been working that morning. Like, what? I can't believe I forgot that. The family decided to just go to their Uber or whatever that they booked. So I actually had to go back to the reception and say, hey, we just got stuck in your lift. Luckily there was like 2 other lifts we could take, but that thing was just... Oh my god, Anstar, exactly. Bombastic side eye. It just keeps going. So that happened. The restaurant. I paid for the breakfast that I had this morning. It was a little lacking. The rice is overcooked. You can tell the food had been there over an hour without being refreshed. The fruit was dry. The hot food was not under Bunsen burners or heaters, meaning that posed a risk of food poisoning or cold, and I was unable to see any replacements coming, even though they were mostly empty. The staff were very lovely, of course, and have tried to assist as best as possible. I just feel disappointed I was potentially given the wrong room, as it's not the usual room I've had before, and the issues were many. I don't generally get in this detail or complain, but I wanted to let you know as I paid for a premium service that was lacking. You're welcome to email me in return, but not sure how it all works as I don't generally do this. I have not taken this to online Google reviews in hopes to resolve this privately. So yeah, it got worse. I can't believe I forgot that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that was my, what do you think of my email? Do you think that was diplomatically correct? Yeah, that was really horrible. So luckily enough, they got back to me a few days later. So obviously I because it was on a weekend. Thank you so much, Factory. Thank you, thank you. So what do you guys think of my email? Do you think I could have worded it better? Like, do you think that would have been an appropriate response to everything that you just went through? 48 months, Factory! I miss you. So yeah, hopefully that was diplomatically okay. I did get a very detailed response. I don't want to share the full response because it's a bit long. However, they did say that in compensation for the experience for both the product and the service, that I get a complimentary night, which is kind of cool. Oddly enough, I then had to, the only way it could have improved it would be to add corporatese buzzwords. Honestly, it was kind of corporate-y the way that I responded. It's detailed enough without reaching Karen levels. Exactly, because that never works. Like, I wanted to make sure that the feedback was genuine without getting into emotion, like without showing emotion. 3 nights, yeah, that's a minimum they could have done. So I stayed at the hotel the next weekend because I had to go to Perth Card Fest. So now we're now going to segue. That story is over. We're now getting into another one where other stuff happened. But it continues. So this kind of continues into the next story. Oh my God, it keeps going. So yeah, I have a free night up my sleeve for any time I want it. Now it hasn't finished just yet. Bear with me, it continues into the next story. So I had to give you that story to give you the context for the next story. And I'm taking a breath. Sippy sippy. Alrighty, let's go. Story 2. Perth Card Fest. Perth Card Fest, for those who don't know, is a festival specifically for trading cards, whether that be Pokemon, baseball, basketball, soccer, basically cards. It's run by one person with a team of about half a dozen people. We have like vendors, volunteers, you have people of the public coming. It's a big event because we don't have it here. So essentially this is going to be like one of the bigger events, okay? Now I had to book, Daku, you have validating my stance of don't celebrate birthdays and try to stealth ninja your way through. Exactly. Like, I feel like my experience was ruined because of that, but it was validated by my friends and my sister. Like, they really, really proved to me that it is worth celebrating, because for me, I hadn't celebrated it for a while, and it turned out that it wasn't because I didn't want to celebrate it. It's because I didn't have people that wanted to celebrate it with me. So there you go. Just put that into your mind. Alright, so Perth Card Festival, I booked a hotel because I got told last minute that I would need to help someone who was vending at this festival. So I booked the same hotel to give them another chance because their manager was really sweet and took the time to give me a detailed response. Now, here's the kicker. When I get to reception, they're like, you get a free upgrade. I'm like, okay, perfect. So I actually booked my normal, like, you know, queen size room, not the privilege room, just a normal room. Okay. I booked a normal room and they gave me an upgrade. And I kid you not, this email, I'm going to read you this email from the day that I booked. So she did apologize that she wasn't able to give me a room for that stay, but this is the kicker. So if you remember back in that story, I told you several times that I asked, have I been booked into the correct room? This is their response. My apologies, I couldn't have arranged for the complimentary stay prior to the booking being made. Let me know directly on next visit and I can arrange this for you, so I still have that. Listen to this. I've allocated a privilege room which you were expecting last week. This one is on our privileged floors being 10 and above. And I've thrown in breakfast on us if you'd like to give it another go. What? She just validated me the whole time. I was like, I am in the wrong room. Holy heck. Holy heck. So she actually admitted that I was given the wrong room. So I really hope she was able to give feedback to the people who were dealing with me. But like, I actually got validation. So this has been tied up in a neat little package now where, okay, you admitted that a mistake was made in a very graceful manner. You've corrected that error. And I still have something to look forward to in the future. So this is why I'm giving them another chance, because that is possibly the best way that you could have not only admitted the mistake, but you've done it in a way which is like, this is now to your expectation. And when I tell you the room was beautiful, I'll stick to my traditional go to a restaurant on my lonesome and eat $30 worth of food for my birthday. You know what? That sounds great. I've worked my birthday the last 3 years in a row. I've worked my birthday the last 15. This one is one of the only ones I've had off and I regret nothing. Even though that story was a bit funky, I regret nothing. Now, Perth Card Festival. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm gonna end this by 10 p.m. just so you know. So, Perth Card Festival, long story short, I was meant to meet the people I was working for at around 8 o'clock. I get a message at about 20 past 7 saying they're still waiting to get in. Vendors weren't allowed in yet. And that was meant to happen at about 7:30. So the person who was hosting this event hadn't turned up at all. So I get to them at about 7:40-ish, so not too far away from when I was meant to get there. Some vendors have been waiting since about 6:30 that morning for this dude to show up. Vendors start getting there more and more and more towards 9 o'clock, which is when it was meant to open for VIP. So it gets to about 8:30 and everyone's getting nervous because the doors are meant to open from 9 to 10 for VIP. It's 8:30 and the guy's not there. Nobody has set up. And we're all just like, people have like been waiting, and then we have the VIPs showing up, wondering why the vendors are still waiting in line to be let in. Turns out the dude fell asleep and slept in, and we can't get in because the insurance is in his name. So for liability purposes, they cannot let us in. Even if they could get the door open, we can't enter. What the crap, dude? There were thousands of people who responded to this event that were coming. We'd had no way of getting in to set up. So people, like the vendors were waiting there for well over 3 hours for this guy to get in. Obviously the public had started showing up because they were expecting VIP entry, looking at us like, why are you still in line? They didn't have a different door for the vendors and the people entering, which they should have, because it's not a good look. There was no communication from this person whatsoever. Nobody knew what was going on. The people who were helping him had no idea what was going on or where he was. They sadly had to do a welfare check just to make sure that he was okay, because nobody knew anything. Gets to about 9:30 and they're like, yep, he slept in. So, cool. They then somehow managed to wing it where someone else could actually open the door. So we somehow got consent that it was okay all of a sudden. We were given half an hour to set up. VIP only ended up getting half an hour rather than the hour. The lines were so big for the whole day. People were waiting in line for 2 hours and being turned away because it's one person in, like one person out, one person in. That was horrible. And we had the smallest setup ever, and like, oh my god, it was just chaos. So yeah, that was luckily enough, like the vendors were able to save the day, and you know, we were able to like be happy, and we didn't let it affect us. But as an ex-event manager, that is absolutely not the way to host an event. However, we sold a lot of Pokemon. I've never got day off for birthday celebrations. Can wait. Yeah. It's often the day I do my taxes. You know what? Everyone to themselves. It's 6:46 a.m. How are you not sleepy? Are you tired? Have you gone to bed? So yeah, that was Perth Card Fest was also an ordeal. There's also an entire Reddit post for it. Do you guys want me to go through some of that? It's real quick. You just woke up? Okay. Well, if you want, I can go through some of what the responses are for this festival. Just so you guys know, this is directly from Reddit. There's a whole thread, and it says, Perth Card Festival, poorly organized event. Huge delays, no communication, absolute S show, waste of time driving there, paying for parking and the drive home. Opened 2 hours ago. Found out it didn't open 2 hours ago. It did not open till like 11:30. It was meant to open at 9. The organizer apparently overslept and didn't arrive until 9:30. VIP was meant to be from 9. They were the only one with a queue, so vendors were stuck outside for hours waiting. VIPs were given 30 minutes as exclusive entry rather than the advertised hours starting at 9. It was marked as sold out online the night before, but they assured people they'll be selling tickets at the door. The line was multiple hours long. It was a one person in, one person out system. Even then, it was majorly overcrowded. They advertised food trucks in the cafe. The cafe wasn't open and there was a single food truck. They advertised entertainment talks and unboxing. The stage wasn't used the entire time except for like once where they had an unboxing. You couldn't hear the MC, so they actually hired an MC that you couldn't hear because the audio wasn't loud enough. Yeah, sounds like a total flop. Hope they sort it out next year or just don't bother. Total shame. I work weekends, so booked a half day off especially for this. Like, that's horrible to think that people have booked time off for this, like for this event. It's really disappointing because we need stuff like this. Like, this, like the community needs things like this to happen. And Bear, thank you for the dun 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 dun. See, just like John Cena, you can't see him. He just never showed up. And the kicker, the person who was running the event actually showed up towards the end. Not even an apology to any of the vendors or anything. Wait, I'm waiting. What am I waiting for? Community still held it afloat. Shame it wasn't handled better. Exactly. Like, at least the community still, like, you know, we saved the event. But I really hope, and there's been nothing after. There's been nothing to anyone saying, hey, I'm sorry about everything. Like, there was nothing at all to any of the vendors to hold accountability. So he's definitely got some brand damage, which is really sad because, like, he has such a great concept. But yeah, it could have been handled better. I really hope he learns from this experience. Like, we still want to give it a chance, but he's got to rebuild that trust somehow. John Cena was here. Yes, John Cena was here, but you can't see him. So yeah, what do you think of my tea time chat? Dun, 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 dun. So good. So I hope you enjoyed that tea time with DakuTii. That was a very special edition. It may have seemed like there was a lot of negative in that, but there's actually some positives that came out of it. So yeah, People really like that music redeem. They do, but it's John Cena. But yes, everyone, please be cautious with the redeems, just because it can get a bit overwhelming. I mean, I love that you love them, but please just be mindful of chat and overwhelmingness. I appreciate your patience. So that was DakuTii, tea time with DakuTii. I want to say thank you to my chat for bearing with me through all of that madness. So thank you if you're watching this on YouTube. I just want to say thank you so much for making it to this point. If you have made it to the end of this, please put a heart emoji in the comments below. And I just want to say thank you to my chat for being here live with this story. You're all the best. This has been Tea Time with DakuTii. Bye, YouTube. Everyone say bye, YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe to feed their algorithm. Larry, you're hilarious. You're hilarious. Hearts in chat. Everyone say bye, YouTube. Bye. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Mwah. Bye-bye. Hi, Mom. I'm famous. Bye. Thank you so much, everyone.